Futurecast.
Well, we have snow and a lot of cold to talk about in the 7-day Futurecast. Let's start with what I'm tracking, and of course, all eyes on that weekend potential storm. Now, it does look like a storm will form somewhere. We're still trying to hone on the exact position of that storm, and there will be a little bit of snow left today for the evening commute. One final round. We'll detail that coming up in just a minute. The weekend storm, still potentially a lot of snow and very strong winds. But it's really that position of that snow bullseye. The new data hints that the bullseye would be a little further to the east, out towards Cape Cod, Boston. However, it's way too early to rule out a significant accumulating storm in Rhode Island because, as we know, these models can go back and forth. Only a few miles will make a big difference with this storm track, so we'll keep you updated. I think we at least get some snow, and here's how the timing would break down. The snow would start Saturday afternoon, continue into Sunday afternoon. Very gusty winds, 35 to 45 miles an hour. We could see some big coastal flooding problems out across eastern coastal Massachusetts. Probably not so much for the south coast of Rhode Island and the south coast of Massachusetts because of the wind direction. Potentially some blizzard conditions, especially for eastern Massachusetts, with 6 to 12 inches of snow. Again, the highest likelihood to see that 6 to 12 inches would be east of our viewing area. However, just a little change in track would change those snow amounts, so it's something we still need to track. Way too early to make the final call on those snowfall amounts. On live Pinpoint Doppler 12, here is the snow. Notice how a lot of the colors have been brighter recently. That indicates that a lot of the snow is lighter, but notice how it does darken up a bit down towards Westerly, Charlestown, Narragansett. You could be seeing some of these snowfall rates pick up temporarily, but then we get to the back edge of this stuff, and I wouldn't be surprised to see the snow completely turn off for a time this afternoon. In fact, this is around 2 p.m. You can see not a lot going on with the snow, but right around the time of the evening commute from around 4 to 6, one last little punch of snow that could briefly make the roads a little bit slick, and then through 8 o'clock this evening, the snow moves out, and then in comes the cold. We've seen some snowflakes already flying here at the URI campus in Kingston. You can see not so bad right now, visibility in decent shape, but you can see one final round here shortly at URI. Temperatures are actually warming a little bit at the coast, 30 in Newport, 32 Westerly, 26 in Providence, and it's going to be a while until that real Arctic blast arrives. That's because one way you can look for that real core of the Arctic areas to find where the back edge of the snow is. You can see it's right out here in the Great Lakes. Behind that, that's where the really cold stuff is. You can see as we look to the north and west, yes, temperatures are cold in places like Albany, New York, but they aren't ridiculous yet. That air arrives later on this evening. In fact, we can track that going hour by hour in our Futurecast. You can see what happens through 2 p.m. this afternoon. Temperatures may actually rise a little bit, still sitting in the low 20s around 5 o'clock, and then it's later on tonight after 10 o'clock. You can see what happens to the temperatures. Down into the teens and single digits we go. This is 7 o'clock tomorrow morning. Temperature around 5 in Providence, only warming into the low teens, maybe some mid-teens by the afternoon. And these wind chills, especially late tonight through tomorrow morning, will easily be below zero. That's why we have you in the yellow category for the threat tracker all the way through tomorrow because of that cold, even though the snow will have ended. And in the 7-day Futurecast, you'll see the snow gets started late in the afternoon on Saturday, continues through Sunday afternoon. Again, stay tuned for final amounts. This snow, Danielle, looks like it will be kind of light and fluffy. The air is so cold, at least we won't have that heavy, wet snow to deal with. So that is one good part of that weekend forecast.
All right. Thank you, Pete. That is good news. And here is a quick look at what we're working on starting live at 5 tonight.